Howdy folks, Big Anklevich here. It is time for another installment of Final Boss Mode here on the Big Anklevich on Health. Let's head into it. Okay, it is Sunday, and as I said at the end of the last week's video, I weighed myself this morning and I was at 199.8. So I'm back into Wonderland. If I'm sure it won't last very long, if ever so slightly. It's the least amount I can be into Wonderland, because this thing only goes by 0.2 of a point. I've never seen it do an odd number, so I couldn't be 199.9. So this is as close as I could be and still be in. And tomorrow I'm sure I'll be up, because I finished my fast this morning at 40 hours, 45 minutes. And always after a fast, I go up. That's just the way it works. So I'll surely go up today. I broke my fast by having some eggs. I just had 6 eggs. I didn't, not really getting into the egg week quite yet, although from here on out, it will be like, Monday on, it will be just eggs. Today I had to finish off my ground beef that I had from last week. So I ate the last 2 pounds of the ground beef that I had in the fridge. That was my the rest of my food for the day. I ate that all at once, and it was freshly cooked, so the fat was liquid, very liquid when I ate it, and that, I think, really didn't agree with me. I've heard a lot of people say if you have problems with diarrhea, make sure you do not eat liquid fat. I usually don't. I've been eating all of my ground beef cold so that the fat will be congealed and not liquid, and that's better. Still not perfect, but it's better. But yeah, today, oh my gosh, my stomach was unhappy all day long. I just had all sorts of problems with it, but I'll survive. It's not a real illness. I'm not sick for real. My immune system tends to just bat that stuff away, no trouble at all. So can't complain. But yeah, I went for my walk first thing in the morning. It was still dark. I was done while it was still dark. I went that early because that's when I woke up this morning. So I was up real early and did my walk real early and got home real early. 13,000 steps is what I managed on the day. So it was a good day all around, and it's a good start for the week. We'll see if we can get some progress. See if by the end of the week I can still be under 200, still be in Wonderland. That would be neat, right? We'll see what these eggs do for me. Okay, it is Monday, and today was the start of the egg explosion. First thing I did was I got up this morning and I weighed myself, and as I guessed, I came up some. 202.8 is what I weighed, which is basically back to what I weighed before the fast, which is kind of a bummer. But as we'll see throughout this video, it may get worse. But I had eggs for my meal, as I said I was going to. So you can see here, what I did, first of all, was I separated the eggs, the whites from the yolks, and I cooked the whites separately, cooked them first, then dumped in the yolks, and they got a little bit less cooking, so I made this beautiful scrambled eggs, but then I had to warm them up in the microwave at work, which is not awesome. They were a little rubbery in some places, which kind of sucks. That I'm not a fan of that. I wanted my eggs to be as mushy, as squishy. That's the way I like them, really sloppy, which is one of the reasons why I do the thing with the separating of the whites and the yolks, because then you can cook the yolks, they're okay, and then you you cook the whites and then you slop in the yolks, and it's really great. But yeah, that was good. I was good and full after eating that, and I felt good. And then when I got home today, I was cooking my eggs for tomorrow, and I saw that there was some leftover steak from yesterday from my family's dinner, and I thought, I'll just have a little bit of that. That's okay, right? And I ate some of it, and then I was like, oh, that was good. And so I ate some more, and I ate a bunch of stuff. I ate some pepperoni after that, and then I was like, geez, I'm eating so much. I need to, and then I actually cooked some eggs just for me to eat right now. So I ate a lot more than I should have, and some of it was pepperoni, which I get the feeling that I might retain some water from that. I don't know, it might blow up. We'll see. Not sure if pepperoni is the problem. When I have problems like that, I do eat pepperoni, and sometimes I wind up weighing extra. So we'll have to see. But I did do lots of walking at work. And then I came home and did lots more walking. Did my full walk at home. So I got 24,000 steps today, which is, that's a good number. I did that right after eating all that crap after I got home, too. So maybe that helped me not to gain as much weight. I don't know. That's what Kelly Hogan says. If you walk right after eating, that's a good thing. And I think somehow, I don't remember what it does, but hopefully it keeps me from gaining weight. But anyways, got more eggs to eat tomorrow. Got them ready to go. I think eggs might give me gas problems. I'm not sure, but I maybe I've never noticed it before because I didn't eat 24 eggs in one day. So tomorrow I'll eat 4 dozen eggs. Well, I'm not going to eat them, I'll have gotten to 4. I'll eat 2 dozen more, and that adds up to 4. Be just like Gaston.
When I was a lad, I ate 4 dozen eggs every morning to help me get large.
But, how will it be worse? I guess you find out. If you eat that many eggs, you'll find out if you've got a problem with eggs. So we'll see tomorrow. In fact, let's go see right now. Okay, it is Tuesday, and when I weighed myself this morning, I was up a little bit more, as I thought I would be. But, to tell you the truth, it wasn't that bad. I was 204.8. I expected to be higher than that. So maybe I have less of a hole to dig myself out of. We shall see. Hopefully that will be a little easier, possibly. I don't know. I had my food for the day, which was, I did have another, bottle of bone broth, and I had 2 dozen eggs. That's my food that I'm doing. I'm trying to do just eggs, and that's what I did today. 2 dozen eggs. I cooked them the same way, keeping the yolks separate until the end so they're nice and sloppy and yummy, and the whites get good and cooked. And that was good. It was wonderful, and it kept me good and full. I didn't struggle to not eat, but I also came up with an idea to keep myself from screwing up like I have been. I keep getting home and then being tempted into eating something, and I was looking back at old videos. I was thinking, what was I doing back when I got down to my lowest point, which was, I think I got 191.8 or something like that one time back in October. So I thought, I'm going to go back and watch some of those videos and see what I was up to in those days. And there was 2 things that struck me. One, it's day 2 of my fast. I'm almost there, actually. I'm probably at like 58 hours or something like that, getting really close. I was fasting 2 days on the weekend. I think I might do that either this weekend or maybe next weekend. But soon I'm going to start doing 2-day fasts on the weekend again, I think. But also, I did set my timer again, my fast timer, just to keep myself from eating anything when I got home. So, and then it's been working so far. So it's a good little strategy, I guess. I started keeping track of my fasts in between fasts. So, like right now, I'm doing, 1 meal a day. Even when I'm not doing alternate day fasting, I'm still, doing the 1 meal a day. But I don't mark those. I don't keep track of those and make sure I get to 20 hours or however many hours it is. But I think I'm going to start doing that. I think I'm going to start reporting each day how many hours I've been fasting so that I can prove, it'll be another way to make sure that I don't eat when I shouldn't. Because I'm not supposed to be eating when I get home from work. It's against the rules, but I can be convinced. But if I have to, I tend to honor the fast. So, I'm going to make my fast a thing that I keep track of all the time. So, today, so far, I am at 9 hours and 35 minutes, basically 36 minutes. Although it's ticked past that since I made this still frame anyways. But yes, I'm at 9.5 hours fasted, and I'm going to keep going. I'm not eating tomorrow, so, I'm going to go all the way to 40 hours before I'm done here. But I'm going to keep telling you these even on days when I'm not doing an alternate day fast, a shorter fast, just a 20-hour or whatever. I will attest to my fasting. So I also did, walking. I did plenty of walking. I walked a lot at work, and I walked my full walk when I got home. I wound up getting 27,000 steps on the day, which is, pretty substantial total. That's pretty darn good. So I'm excited about that. And that was my day. So let's go see what tomorrow brings. Okay, it is Wednesday, and today started out pretty good. I weighed myself and I was at 201.4, which is down a pretty good amount from yesterday after eating all those pepperonis that made me go up. So that's a good start. And I'm even down from Monday. So doing pretty darn good as far as that goes. And then I had started into a fast. So that is good as well, because that just means I'm going to go down more. So I didn't eat anything since today was a fasting day. Instead, I spent my whole day walking. I walked a ton while I was at work. And then when I got home, I thought, you know what? My habit is to just get into the fridge if I'm bored. So why don't I just go out and do something instead of sitting around the house? And I got out, I got my shoes on, and I went out walking. And I walked for a long time, like the whole afternoon I was out there. And it wore me out, to tell you the truth. An interesting thing is this shot here you can see. This is a branch from a tree, a big branch from a tree that fell and crashed onto the sidewalk where I'm normally walking. You can see it just broke off. Here's the broken end of it. It just broke off. It wasn't because of a storm. It just came off of this tree because I guess it just got rotten and old and dead or whatever. And it just fell, and the thing probably weighs several thousand pounds. And it just dropped out of the sky. This kind of stuff kind of freaks me out sometimes when I'm out walking, because there have been times where I've been walking and then I come back. I walk all the way out and then I turn around and I just walk the same way back. That's how I do my walks all the time. So I pass back somewhere that I already walked earlier, and there'll be a branch that fell out of a tree and landed on the sidewalk. And I'll be like, holy crap, this wasn't here when I came out the first time. I could have been walking underneath this when it fell. And this thing here, holy crap, that would have just killed me and 10 other people that it landed on if such a thing happened. I don't know. Hug your kids. Life is short. This could happen to anybody. But yeah, I got a lot of steps in. I got 32,000 steps, probably 33,000 before the day is over. But that's a lot of steps. That's pretty darn good. So that makes me feel good. Not only did I get a lot of steps, but I kept myself out of the fridge. I didn't get into anything that I shouldn't. And yeah, I'm feeling good about that. And I'm still fasting. I'm at 33 hours fasted. Just after I wake up tomorrow, I'll be able to eat some food. And I'm excited about that. I like eating food, but I'm more excited about the progress that I'm going to make. That is going to be good. So I'll keep that up. Egg week is still going okay. It's going pretty good. And also, I haven't had any gas problems. So maybe I don't really have a problem with eggs. Maybe it was something else. I don't know. We'll see. But we're going to keep at it. Okay, it is Thursday, and this morning when I got up, right before I finished my fast, I weighed myself, and I was at 197. So back into Wonderland, which is exciting, and a good ways into Wonderland. Not like last time where I was 0.2 pounds in. full 3 pounds into Wonderland, so that's exciting. I finished my fast at 41 hours, 41 and a half, and I had myself this gigantic bowl of eggs. This was 2 dozen eggs. I ate them all, as well as a bottle of bone broth, and that was my food for the day. I was pretty stuffed by the time I got to the end of it, which works pretty well for me. Being stuffed helps keep me from eating more than I should. I get all full and then I'm good for a while. And so I didn't really have any trouble I didn't have any trouble eating more today. But just to make sure, as soon as I finished my food, I set my my fast counter again. That's my new strategy for this week. Just set the fast counter so that when I get home, I go, oh, no, I can't do that. I'm fasting. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. And right now I'm at 14 hours and 22 minutes into this fast. It'll end up at probably like 20 hours, 20 something. I don't know. I'm not going to tell you about those. I'll just tell you that I'm still fasting each night. I won't tell you the finish of the short fasts. I did also do a lot of walking. I did plenty of walking at work and then also did my full long walk at home on the trails. Very pleasant. I enjoy going out and walking. I went to the gym today and I saw people just walking on the treadmill and I just thought, man, unless there's a TV show that I really want to watch, I would not bother to have a gym membership to go and walk on a treadmill. That's a waste of money when you can just walk anywhere. You could just walk in place or you could walk in circles in your house. I've done that before. But walking out in the trees and the beauty, I guess you could walk in circles because that's what I did today. That's what I do. We'll walk back and forth in the feed room at work. I got in like almost 9,000 steps doing that this morning. But anyways, altogether, I got 23,000 steps, which that's a good number. That'll pass muster, I think. So that is what I've done so far. Now let's head into tomorrow and see how things are going. All right, it is Friday and we are almost there, almost to the finish up part of the week. I got up this morning and I weighed myself and I was 200 even, which was kind of a bummer because that's 3 full pounds up after the end of my fast. It's a little more than I hoped I would go up, but maybe I'll be okay. Maybe tomorrow I won't be still up. Maybe it'll come down a little bit. I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah, I didn't eat anything after the fast. I ate my food yesterday. Was good all the way through until today. It was something like 28 hours before I ate again. And guess what I had? Yes, 2 dozen eggs, as I've had for pretty much every meal this week. And, it's good. It's good food. And usually right around the end of it, before I'm quite finished, I'm getting pretty stuffed. And that's the way it was today. I was just like, oh, okay, I'm almost there. It's going to be hard to finish. And I finished it. And I've been fine the whole day through, been pretty full. Although right about now, I'm starting to feel a little hungry. But that's okay. I'm going to bed. I'm not going to eat. I also did plenty of walking at work, and then I did a little bit more when I got home. I wound up with 16,000 steps, which is a good total. It's not over 20,000 like I've been doing for most of this week, but it's still pretty good. So I'm keeping myself active, and I didn't eat anything extra. When I finished my eggs today, I started into my new fast. I can't decide if it's going to be 40 hours or 70 hours. I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know. I may go the full 3-day thing, but I may just go with 2. We'll have to see how I feel tomorrow. If I'm super hungry and I'm just like, screw this, I want something to eat, then maybe Sunday morning I'll eat instead of wait until Monday. But I want to start trying to do 2-day fasts on the weekend again, like I used to do back in October and stuff, and see if that makes a big difference for me or not. Because that was what I was doing when I got to my lowest. So maybe it can get me all the way there to my final goal. We'll have to see. Maybe like a month of doing that or more. and I will get there. So I don't know. I'm thinking about it, trying to decide. We'll see. Let's head over and see what I did on Saturday. Okay, it is Saturday, and this morning, first thing when I got up, I weighed myself, and I was back in Wonderland. I was 198.8. That's pretty exciting because, you know, I like to be in Wonderland. It was always the sole purpose of this channel. It started out as my journey to Wonderland. And once I finally made it there once, I thought, okay, now it's time to get to the final, that we're going to beat the final boss, as we said with the title of this last little series. And yeah, I'm headed towards that. The cool thing is that was before I started my fast, and now I'm fasting. I'm going to fast for a while, and I'm sure I will get a little further into Wonderland, a little further down. Well, hopefully anyways. You never know how I might blow it. But today was good. Today I did not blow it. Today was tough because I was fasting the whole day through. And at the same time, I was getting food ready for this whole week coming up. I was smoking a bunch of meat. I got some pork loins that I smoked, and I got some ribs, some St. Louis style pork ribs that I smoked. I got those all smoked, and when those came out, man, first of all, I was super hungry. And second of all, it sucks to have the fresh out of the smoker meat and not be able to even have a taste of it. That was a bummer. Also, I made some more bone broth with the meat from the ribs, or not the meat, though the bones from the ribs, and couldn't have that either. I suppose I probably could have had it. I did sip a little bit to see how it tasted, but I didn't really eat any. I try not to eat the bone broth on fast because I think that might mess up fast. So I'm worried about that. But, you know, I was thinking about doing a 72-hour fast this weekend. But after today, I don't feel like it. I want to eat. So I think first thing tomorrow morning I'm going to eat. But I'll weigh myself first and see just how everything turned out. I did get up first thing in the morning and go for my walk. I wound up getting 18,000 steps, which is a good total, and excited about that. I totally forgot to get a video of myself out walking, so you don't get that visual excitement for today, but I think I did the same thing yesterday, so I guess you're getting used to it. But that was today. So let's head over and find out just how things turned out. What happened when I weighed in on Sunday morning to finish out the week? Okay, so there you go. That is how the week went. All in all, I would say it went pretty well. Had some issues at the very start, but my little trick of marking it down as a fast, even when I wasn't really fasting, it was just like the end of the day's food kind of a thing. I think that really helped. That really seemed to work. So I'm excited, and things, you know, it came down, my weight came down, and I feel like I made some progress. So how did the week turn out? Well, last week I finished out the week at 199.8. And this week I got on the scale this morning and I weighed myself and I was at 195.4, which is really good. That's 4.4 pounds, unless my math is totally off, which it wouldn't be the first time if it was. But that's a pretty good week, especially being down this low to get that much down. So I'm excited about that. Hopefully I can keep that up. If I can lose another 4 pounds next week, that would be awesome. And then another 4 pounds the week after, and I would be almost there. I don't expect that to happen because, as we all know, generally the closer you get to the end, the harder it is. Every pound you have to eke it out. So we'll have to see. But yeah, the idea of putting down each day as a fast, even though I wasn't really fasting except for a couple of days. I mean, I guess I was. You could count it that I was. People do 1 meal a day fasting, and that's about the same amount that I was doing. So I was, but I usually don't think of those as fast. So maybe making it so that I thought of them as fast, it really worked out. And then the other thing that I may do this week coming up is that thing that I saw when I looked at my old videos and saw that I was doing 2-day fasts on the weekend. I don't know, though. That's hard. It's just hard to do that kind of stuff, especially on the weekends. We're all home and we're all doing stuff and making food, and it's hard to make food and not eat some of it, even just a bite. So we'll have to see if I can handle that. I remember that's why I think I stopped doing 72-hour fasts on the weekends, just because it got to be such a pain. So I don't know. But I'm going to keep going. We're going to keep going on this, keep doing the same stuff. I've got some good food that I smoked up yesterday and some good stuff. Altogether, it should be a good week. And, you know, the eggs thing turned out actually pretty good. It wasn't that bad. My wife was expecting me to be so sick of eggs right away. I never was. I was fine with eating eggs. I like eggs. I like them a lot. And just 1 week worth of pure eggs was not enough to make me sick of them. I enjoyed them the whole time, and I think it worked out too. You know, I lost some weight, and it helped keep me on track. We'll have to see if the food I have for this week is as good. Maybe I'll have to go back to eating eggs again. We'll have to see. I guess we'll find out in the next video. I'll see you then on Big Anklevich on Health.